What are the most recognizable faces in history? This one, obviously. What about this one? Have you thought about this one? Definitely, if we're making this list, we have to include this one. Who the heck is that? This is Jane Doe Pearl Earring. Girl with a Pearl Earring was painted by Johannes Vermeer. You probably know that. You probably know he was a Dutch Golden Age painter. Some of you think he is the Dutch Golden Age painter, but that's because you're being unfair to Rembrandt. What you maybe don't know is that you only know these things about Girl with a Pearl Earring because of the last 100 years. Vermeer lived from 1632 to 1675, but his works were really not appreciated until the 20th century, when there was a sort of rediscovery of Vermeer's work. Actually, you know who liked Vermeer? Salvador Dali. Yeah, a surrealist really liked this obscure Dutch realism painter from the 17th century. Dali helped introduce the world to Vermeer with his painting called The Ghost of Vermeer Delft, which can be used as a table, in which Dali plays on one of Vermeer's famous pieces, The Art of Painting. So when I say Vermeer was obscure, he was obscure. We know very little about his lifetime except that he seemed dedicated to his art. All 34 pieces, or 36 pieces. We are unsure of the number of pieces. There's a discrepancy about whether or not a couple of them are actual Vermeers. Suffice to say, there aren't that many. So in those 34 or 36 pieces we still have today, women are featured about 40 times. And we don't know who any of them are. So there's a couple reasons for that. One is definitely what I already mentioned. For all Vermeer ever knew, he was kind of a failed artist. He was known in Delft and The Hague. He wasn't world famous. He wasn't even Europe famous. He wasn't really even Dutch famous. He didn't make a lot of money. In fact, the opposite. When he died, he was kind of drowning in debt. My point is, no one was immediately cataloging his life and paintings in exquisite detail when we lost Vermeer to illness in December of 1675. The other reason we don't know who these women are, look, these may look like portraits, but they're not. If Girl with a Pearl Earring was a portrait, we wouldn't call it that. We would call it like Portrait of a Serving Girl with a Pearl Earring, or Portrait of Countess van Jansen with a Pearl Earring. Nope, Vermeer was doing genre paintings. You know the word genre from what category of movie you're searching for on Netflix.
Half the people in the world are women.
But the word genre in the art world can refer to a type of painting that was developed in Holland right here in the 17th century. Typically, genre paintings portray peasant life, drinking in taverns. Vermeer did a lot of domestic scenes. But importantly, for our purposes, genre paintings are a sort of candid snapshot of something the artist is expressing about life they see around them. The people in genre paintings aren't really the focus, even when they seem to be. They're part of the landscape, as much as a table of milk and bread, as much as a pearl earring. This is so frustrating, but Girl with a Pearl Earring isn't meant to be a portrait. It's a trony, which is a defunct term that just means head. This painting is just supposed to be a study of her expression. That drives me insane. How can one of the most famous faces in the world be just a face? There are, of course, a number of guesses. The way he painted her certainly seems to suggest he knew her intimately. Scholars think she could have been his daughter. If you believe that movie with Scarlett Johansson, she was his lover? I don't know. Is that what happened in that movie? I only saw it once. I thought it was kind of boring. Long story short, no idea. She's lost. She's just a face, which is frustratingly all she was ever meant to be.